Welcome to the Wood Stainers Emotional Support Group. I'm going to be your host, Rink. Today I'm going to share with you some of my deepest, darkest traumas from staining wood. This is bullshit. This is a job you don't ever want to do, is sand a railing with the spindles in it. But more importantly, I would like to share with you the 3 most important things that I sure wish somebody would have told me before I finished my millwork. It's not time for me to be funny guy. I'm mad guy right now. It's important to know that in the Wood Stainers Emotional Support Group, there is no sponsorship. We have no promotional links. In fact, I'm not even going to ask you to subscribe to my channel because even that is a little bit creepy. So this all started with this beautiful raw wooden white oak railings in my house. The painters sprayed lacquer on this rail. We were supposed to stain it first. So they didn't spray the whole thing, but Joey came over. Where did you get your hair done today?
Don't take a video of me.
Did a lot of standing around, did a lot of looking and not saying much. And so the lacquer on there has got to come off. So guess who's the donkey that gets the sand, the entire thing? Yeah! It's almost impossible. It's hard to do without especially scratching the spindles. So, a little word of wisdom from your buddy Rink. Make sure you have test pieces and make sure that painters don't just start painting shit before showing you like a sample. So I should have known this, but I didn't. And that is when you have raw wood, like this raw white oak here, and you put lacquer on it, it dramatically changes the color of the wood. And you can see that in some of these shots, how the white oak actually turned to look more like red oak in a way. A lot of red, a lot of pink in it and stuff like that. So lesson number 1, find the lacquer that you're gonna use. I think we used a 10% sheen, something like that, pretty much as low as you can go. Put it on your raw wood, see how it changes the color before you pick your stain. Or you'll be as grouchy as me. And I'm pissed right now. "2,000 years later." Honestly, this little oscillating tool is probably one of the best tools I've ever bought in my life. But I feel like it's about to explode because it's so hot. This is garbage. So the second thing is having a reference point. You can't just willy-nilly pick up a piece of wood and look at it and figure out what color of stain you're gonna want on that. You need something to compare it to. That might be your floor. It might be your cabinets. My cabinets are white oak. My floor is kind of a similar color. What doesn't look right here? What doesn't look right? So you need a reference point in order to be able to measure the color between the two. It's not even close. So we have to stain that to look closer to that instead of that. And so here's the final thing I want to talk to you about, and this is where I had the real epiphany. That no matter what we did with this white oak, it was turning out red and pink, tones of red, tones of pink. And what I wasn't realizing is that that's just part of the wood. The pink is there, the red is there. You're never gonna get rid of it. And me being a video guy, I should have clued into this earlier. Let's just say this footage you're watching turns pink, and I'll do that in post-production right now. So you're looking at this pink frame right now. When I go to color correct something like this, I'm not gonna go remove all the pink. That's just not the way you do it. But what I would do is I would go into the greens and I would add green, like I'm doing right now, to get it back to this white looking white instead of pink. And I don't want the white to look green. I don't want the white to look pink, but I'm adding green to cut through that pink. So what color of stain did I have to use? Obviously, I had to get a green stain that would cut the pink enough to match my flooring. How green? You're never gonna believe it. Here's what the stain looks like, this green. Looks a lot like baby shit. There's your original white oak, and this is what we've done with the green stain. So there's green stain on there. It looks dark, but when you compare it to the floor, all of a sudden you get a way closer match. So that's what we don't want it to look like. We don't want that reddish pink inside there. In order to cut down the red pink, you go with the green. We have a closer match to the floor. It's a much muted look. Folks, I'm really not proud of the huge mistake I made when doing this millwork. I know there's pros out there that are just gonna carve into this video, but honestly, I hope you don't make the same mistakes that I did. I hope you got a lot out of this Wood Stainers Emotional Support Group. And those three things, you know, test your lacquer on a piece of raw wood first and see how it changes the color. Have a very good comparison of your target color and then go get your stain. Watch more of my videos or don't. This was a good one. Give it a thumbs up. Later.